had to cut it short. Wait. I had to cut that short because I actually had that on earlier, but didn't realize that my desktop is muted. It was muted the whole time. I was sitting down and everything was muted. So all you could hear was the PS5 background noises. And to the person that said, what did he say? I can't even see it now. It said something something Khabib? Khabib? I think it said the name's Khabib. Well, what's up, Khabib? Yeah, so this game. Okay, so before we even start, I never played it before. I heard of it, like, barely. And every time someone mentions it, they're like, oh, the game, crazy thing. And then I always, like, I'm glad I never heard what it is. But I was like, the fact that I even know that much is, kind of a spoiler. But I'm still gonna play it, so I'm glad it's on the the PlayStation now, because I don't play PC games. But yeah, we're going in, and actually the fact that I know the game is good because of something happening, I don't know what the thing is, but there's like a thing people say if you mention this game name, all characters in the game are over the age of 18. That's a wild thing to say all of a sudden. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Is there no sound? Oh. Easily this. Here we go. Here's another one. But see, the fact that you know this isn't a spoiler, because I wouldn't have played it if I didn't know what it was. Like right now, there's a game in the store. There's a game in the store right now. It's called something Succubus. Like solitary? There we go. These. Like, I don't know what these are. I have no idea what they are. I've never heard of them. I'm like, I'm okay. I don't know what it is anyway, so. And for me to figure it out, I have to do research. I'm like, maybe I'll look it up, but I don't know. This one, every time I hear it, it's the same thing. The game's crazy. You should play it. So, individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a positive experience playing this game. Would you like to review details containing warnings which contain spoilers? Alternative in-game content warnings can be enabled in the setting menu at any time. What? Would you like to review detailed content warnings which contain spoilers? No. Go to hell. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are noted the game's age rating in your region, and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. I agree. What was funny about this game, though, is that it had the release date of today, the 30th. I don't know why there was no pre-download. The game wasn't available all morning. I only saw the download and purchase button, like, around 1 or 2 p.m. today. Like, I was like, what in the world? I was like, maybe they delayed the game? Text speed. Yeah, I like text speed to be instant. But let's, I don't know, maybe something's, I don't know. I'm gonna slightly delay it. But I'd rather it be instant. Auto forward time, enable content warnings. No. Auto forward time. I guess it'll auto advance if you don't click fast enough. Skip options. Skip unseen text. Skip after. No. I don't know what this is. Skip unseen text. Skip after choices. Audio. Sound effects all the way up. Music. A little lower. Language. English? Is this a text language? Is this game voiced over at all? Please enter your name. My name? Time to get doxxed. Time to get doxxed, you fool. My name's David, but I wouldn't put Dave, because they're gonna say like the Japanese thing, right? Dave-kun, or Dave-san, or whatever. David, yeah. Yeah, let's just go with that. My name's not too Japanesey. Oh god, it's not voiced over. What? Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to anything, to any attention she might draw to herself. Okay, and also... How do I do this? Yeah, and also... Okay, so I don't want to play this without reading the dialogue. And I do that a lot. I'll play a game and then I'll have to turn my mic off and then I keep playing. This one, I'm gonna... If I have to turn my mic off, I'm gonna stop the stream. So... Yeah, I think I might have to turn it off in a minute. I just realized that. Which is pretty bad. Yeah, I just realized that. Well, hey, you win some, you lose some. I just really wanted to play it right now because it just came out. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Hey, hey! Is that what it says? I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but not because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eh? You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. I like the character models. That's mean, Dave. You know what's funny? The succubus thing, all the characters are screenshots. The boobs are insanity. So I'm glad, at least so far, we're not seeing that. I mean, and it's not a bad thing, but it shouldn't be the only thing. It should be subtle. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean to me. To be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the school becomes interestingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Dave, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? Is there choices in this game? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Isn't there like a going home club? Is that an anime? The Going Home Club? It sounds familiar, like I heard it somewhere. Eh? That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years before because you're not used to the real world. I think I know someone that's a NEET. I would say I'm kind of one. Not a NEET means you're stuck in the house, right? Like what is it? And Hikikomori? Hikikomori. I think that's what that is. Like a NEET, right? Or is a NEET just a dork? A dork nerd. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if you make you... Jesus, start over. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess. I'll promise you that. Yay! Does this game have trophies? Okay, 19 trophies. Why did I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is an ordinary, She's is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pick up my things, I start blankly. I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. This guy. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yay! There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie? Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start up a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah. I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much, anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. I heard that name before. Natsuki. I heard that name in context to this game. Like someone saying, oh, she's, interesting. Like, I heard so much stuff, as I wanted to play the game already. But I think this game is old. I don't think it's a new game. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you. Don't call me a... Whoa. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Dave, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in the situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika? Monika. Is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Dave. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika? Dude, what the hell is her name? Monika. Monika. Jeez Louise. Monika. I'm gonna just say Monika. Monika. That's what we're going with. No objections. Monika is the name. It sounds so weird. Like, her name is almost as weird as the girl from Yakuza the Last Dragon. Psycho. Yeah. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Dave. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I get a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? I haven't made any choices yet, so I don't know if this game is a choice game. Ta-da! Oh, what? Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around on my fingers, look for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it by herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you know. Baka. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I got mixed up because I was thinking of tea. Like, right now we're in summertime, right? So people that drink tea all the time, do they drink tea in the summer? Because at work, people drink coffee in the mornings, but during the summertime, I don't touch it at all. Like, it's too hot to be drinking coffee. So I can't imagine tea. Alright. I guess don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not it. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? What's history? Oh, just the words? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You couldn't probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Or you could have been, Weren't you leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encouraged others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they are all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though, I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Dave, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read this past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading for a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way... Whoa, slow down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. If only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, I guess... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. Nagito-hyu. If you Google an anime name, you'd see that name pop up first. What's up? Welcome to the nerd dork stream. Whoa. Wait. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? But what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes. Your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems. That was a question. I read it. I read the question like a statement. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not that confident a writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. She's speaking nonsense. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerability. Whoa, slow down. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's time for you. I guess it's the time. Whoa. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Where was I getting the word time from? I want to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Jesus. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it might help us all get a little more comfortable around each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Isn't that right, Dave? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back at the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with that. My phone's ringing. Cancel call! I don't know who this is. Did you go through DDLC before? DDLC? Exit DDLC. Is that what you mean? I don't know what that even stands for. Yeah. Or are you asking if I played this game before? This is the first time I played this. This just came out. This is the Literature Club Plus version. So the PlayStation version. It came out like maybe an hour ago or an hour or two ago. But no, I've never played this game before. I heard stuff about it, like vague things. I was like, let me try it. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made my decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Whoa. But I'm sorry, I thought... Dave. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. Dude, I haven't read a book or read this much in so long. And sorry for my bad English. I can barely read English, so I can't say anything. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls? Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. I'm reading that really fast. Welcome to the literature club. Yeah, I feel like it's the long words. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. They get homework? DDLK, Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh, that's what it stands for. Yeah, I've never played this before. This is my first time playing this game. This is my first time playing this game, and my first time playing a visual novel. Because I wouldn't count Persona as one, but I think that's as close to one as... No, Danganronpa. I played the first and second one. I didn't play the third one. And, Zero Escape. I played that. But yeah, this is even stranger than those, because so far I've only been reading. I haven't even made it a choice. This is a book. Oh yeah, and what's that game called? Valhalla. It's like a bartending game. I'm playing it on the Switch though. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Dave, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Dave, since you're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay. Like, actually, the idea of a visual novel gets me angry. And hear me out. The reason is, I would have rathered, I would always prefer at least a video. Like, a video of them leaving, walking or something, and then this. But just pictures, like, I'm trying it. That's why I'm playing the game. I'm trying to play it. I'm playing a visual novel now. It sounds interesting. So there we go. But if I was to pick between a visual novel and like a Persona style walking around and then just a lot of dialogue, I would rather that. Because now I have to make up, my imagination has to work to make up them leaving instead of just seeing it. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. Oh yeah, and you sound like you read anime or watch anime. If you haven't seen Odd Taxi, you should definitely watch it. I'm watching it right now. It's new, I think. It's a new anime. It's about this taxi driver. Weird stuff happens. There's a murder, other stuff. There's bad guys. It's cool. It's really cool. The two of us... Whoa. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Okay, and this is... If I had to pick out of all of them, I feel like the most... I don't know. But if I had to pick one, like the best one, is obviously the purple hair one. And then I would go... It's a tie between the girl on the far right, Monika, and Sayori. Then the pink hair one, that's bottom tier. I don't want nothing to do with it. But yeah, the purple hair one is number one. I'm talking about like long-term marriage. Purple hair. Although the one on the right and the one on the left aren't bad. Okay then. Perhaps I'll have my chances. Whoa. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. And the reason why I say that, I just realized, growing up, I used to watch Naruto, and my favorite character in that was Hinata. And I feel like that archetype, that character, whatever it is like every time I see that person or that type of character in a show, they're usually my favorite. I'll just need to make the most of the circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Yeah, I would almost always prefer the quiet, nice girl over the loud, like the pinker one. I don't want no games. You're playing too many mind games. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think the... What? Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Sometimes, whoa, something good might happen with you, whoever. Whoa, what the heck am I saying? Okay, read again. Start from the top. It's time to write a poem. Pick the words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. So I'm picking words. Are these adjectives? The girl, purple hair girl, said she likes horror, right? So I don't, but sweet seems like pink here. Infinite, unrequited, sensation, ocean, lazy, time. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Okay. See, okay, I thought of it. The purple hair one just jumped, so I'm guessing that's her. I gotta do this 20 times. Alone. Graveyard. Purple hair. Disaster. Yeah, she seems scary. Yeah, that one. Purple hair. Purple hair is number 1. Purple hair is moving up in the world. Contamination. What? Crimson. Anger. Ah, god dang it! Whoa. Milk? Milk? Like boobs? Intellectual, together, precious, exciting, aura, cry, aura. Doki Doki. I don't know what that means. Doki Doki. I think it's a sound, right? Or like a, I think it's a sound, if I had to pick. Rain cloud? Why? Why rain cloud? Melancholy. Determination, flower, charm, smile. I don't know what variance means at all. Whirlwind, despise, misery. What? What? Every time Sayori jumps, I'm confused. What is that? Spend enough time during the poem minigame for the music to loop. Whoa. They called me slow. Death. What? What? What the heck? What in the hell? So hers is bad words too. I thought purple hair girl was the scary stuff. Tenacious. Eternity. Horror. If Sayori jumps for this, I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Uncanny. Extraordinary. Poof. Existence. Pure. Poof? What's poof? Like, disappear? Why? What is poof? Effulgent? Effulgent. I don't know what that means. Alexa, what's effulgent? Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear what she's saying. She thought I said, what's apple chips? I did not know there were apple chips. Alexa. Hey, Jesus. She's still talking. Sadness. Yo. Why does she have bad words like this? That's right, though. Isn't the class clown usually the most sad person? Right. I think that's how it goes. Or yeah, I think that's the thing. The class clown being the sad person. Shame, essence, disarray, suicide. Whoa, we got the S word up in here. They were kidding with those warnings. I think it's the first time. No. I'm trying to think. I think I've heard that word in other games. Like in Persona. That's kind of a spoiler. In Persona, something happens and someone does something that's similar to that, or yeah, something, yeah. But I don't think they said that word. They like said something else. They were like, they had an accident or something, or they tried to have an accident. Unstable. Hi again, Dave. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dave. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any club this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. What? Then you won't see the end of it? Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds yourself stuttering or stuck between saying monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Dave always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helped me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting, and you almost set the house on fire once. Is that so? Eh? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, how come? You and Dave can become good friends too. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri, even though you... What? Yuri, even brought you something today, you know? Well, wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really nothing. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Healthy clothed? Healthy cloth. Healthy cloth? Hello, healthy cloth. What's a healthy cloth? Like a what? Like a, what is it, a tourniquet? I'm trying to think of something that you would use in a hospital as a cloth. Or what about the thing you put on, like a, like you wrap your arm up with? Whatever that's called. The gauze. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want me. Whoa, slow down. You can't even read. Wait, start over. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. A book? I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Whoa. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activity for the club. I pray no one ever gives me a book and tells me to read it, because you're basically telling me, hey, here's something, and during your free time, I want you to sit in silence and stare at paper for like hours. Like hours. I'm gonna destroy your free time. Yeah, that would be horrible. I can't read a book. It's the healthiest cloth around. Don't think about it. Now that everyone's... Oh yeah, skip this. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. I wonder, is it because of the thing I just did with the words? That's why this is happening? And depending on who you had the most words things with, they would be doing this? I don't know. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she just lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... It's the book that you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, and that's not what I meant. Whoa, what? That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portraits of Markov? There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But, as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. What the heck? That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Dave? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange, new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their own side morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't want to think... I really don't want to think you need to worry. What? I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right now. You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want to go. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad feeling. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here. This should work, right? I slide the desk until it's against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. A better angle. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Can you remove the text? You can. Screenshot. How did I do that? With triangle? Yeah, that removes the text. Okay. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading... Whoa, I'm sort of messing up the words. That's why it's sounding weird. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue I want to know... take another one. I don't know if her eyes were weird in the last one. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently lets go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, you got a boyfriend? I'm joking. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remained silent for a moment. But Dave, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Oh, wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry. I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hands from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after I pick up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find something to share with? What? What did I just say? Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Oh. I can't wait. Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from here, where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? I'm going to assume Yuri, right? That's our target right now. You can save or set the picture to the wallpaper without screenshots. You can save or set the screenshots. What wallpaper? Autosave. Whoa, what the heck? I can't tell where the cursor is. Oh, autosave is its own slot, and then the save file is the next one. Can you set a wallpaper? Or do you mean, like, the PlayStation doesn't have any wallpapers? I mean, they are here, though. I take a lot of screenshots. Like, a lot. Hold on, let me show you. Now I gotta go and show you. I'm not gonna show you all the screenshots, but I'll show you, how many there are. This is the PS5's internal hard drive, which is basically full. And this is my extended hard drive. If it would load, we got 745 gigs left. And 2.9... Wait, where's... Oh, 3.6? Is used. 3.6 terabytes. Yeah, whatever. Here we go. Media. We got 7 gigs of photos and videos. Yeah, this is showing everything. Does it show a number? I don't think it does. There's no number. You can't select all either. Well, that freaking sucks. But yeah, there's a lot. A lot. Like the wallpaper on my account. Like I'm gonna set that one to this. Like right now it's set to Rivet from Ratchet and Clank. Yep. There's my trophies. There's my games played. I played a lot of games. And, yeah. Okay, back to the game. Yeah, we're going for Yuri. I wish I had a PS5. I wouldn't say it's worth it. It's kind of weird. There was a time, like, where one day I couldn't download anything. And I don't know what was going on. It kept saying I didn't have enough space. And then I woke up the next day and it just was fixed. I don't know what fixed it. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, and there's no space. There's only 500 gigs, which sounds like a lot, I guess. But you gotta keep in mind, it's 500 gigs, right? If you play Call of Duty, and you have a PS, I don't know, Xbox is probably the same. It's the same amount of space. I think it's probably less. This is how big Call of Duty is. Call of Duty by itself is 213 gigs. The hard drive is only 500, right? Then there's like, what's it called? System files or whatever. So I think you actually get like 4 or something. And then 200 of it is Call of Duty. Like that's half my hard drive is that one game. Is wild. I have 6 gigs left. I have to keep deleting stuff. Yeah, the new consoles, I would say there's no real reason to have them unless you just need, like, they load fast. I'll say that much. As long as no, I think I even load. No. I'm talking about PS5 games. PS5 games load fast. It doesn't really load PS4 games too fast. But I'm playing those off of a external hard drive. Yuri seems to be... Oh, Yuri seems the most experienced. So I should start with her. I can't trust her opinion to be fair. Whoa, I can trust her opinion to be fair. Yeah, Yuri's the wife. Yuri's numero uno. Wait, you know what? You know what? Profile. Edit. Profile picture. Wrong one. Avatar, cover image. Change image. Yeah, we're done with Ratchet. Now it's Yuri's time. Position. This is a good size. You get the face, you get some boobs. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Alright. Hopefully we find a better screenshot. That's crazy? Yeah, none of the new consoles. You do not need them. You only think you need them because you don't have them. But I would say there's nothing out right now that's like, oh man, I'm so glad I got this PS5. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous about? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to finish an excuse, or find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick on, slow down, then you can read. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. Dang. In the game, you can click on exit, DDLK. You mean to save or something? Oh yeah, I said it in the beginning, but yeah, once, like, my mom's gonna come home in a minute, right? And when she comes in the house, I'm definitely not reading this game out loud. I'm in the living room just to give context of where I'm sitting right now. My game setup is in the living room, so when people come in the house, they're right past me. So when she comes in the house, I'm gonna mute my microphone and end the stream. So just a heads up, you guys are getting no warning. All of a sudden, I'm just gonna stop talking. You're gonna see me back out and just turn the stream off. But yeah. Skip. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. Yeah, that's why in the future, though, I would much rather have a setup not in the living room. Like, yeah, this is like the worst possible place for me to be. This is why my streams, a lot of times my mic will be off, because people are walking back and forth a lot. And yeah. I think the most noticeable thing, oh yeah, I already said this. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills, techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be the literature club? I can't even read this. Cursive is so strange. Is this cursive? I think it is cursive. I'm just seeing spaces between the letters. That's why I don't think it's cursive. But I think it is. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. What? Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I think I read that. I'm gonna say I read it. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you long to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. They call it script? Is that what they call cursive? Script? I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easily to digest, I guess. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dave. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. There's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it like that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. You're very impressive, too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Dave. Me too. Who should I show my poem to next? No one! We only care about Yuri. I'm gonna pick Sayori. Let's hear her junk food poem. This is a good poem, Dave. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who could write Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it's impressive. It impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Dave. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay. Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry. I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to say yes or no questions. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late for school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Hehe. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Monika it is. Hi, Dave. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. It's much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ahahaha. Don't worry, Dave. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Dave. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. So that's what it was. That's why she was, that's why the words were pinging her, even though they were sad stuff. Because they're simple words. You're not tired? From reading for... How long have I been playing this? I literally have been talking for like... this whole time. I didn't know the game would not be voiced over it. I thought there would be voiceovers, but... This happens in Persona 2. And I read in there too. But this is good. This is helping two things. This is helping me read better and pronounce my words more clearly and speak clearly. Like first, like that's the good thing about YouTube. Now I'm rambling. Good thing about YouTube though, it's helping me speak clearer, more clear. It's helping me speak clearly. Yeah, and enunciate my words better. The reading part, yeah, it's there and there. But yeah, Yuri likes it when readers are read. Whoa, slow down. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning of it. It's very challenging to write like that, effectively, both allowing people to get something out of just by feeling, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which is assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find your kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A nosy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with the permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. What the heck? So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's kind of the style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performing out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming out strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other? Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on specific points. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Anyway, another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Now, Natsuki. You're starting off strong. Dave, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What? Do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying it again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. What? What is this? Peppa Pig? Peppa Pig's arts and crafts? Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Valid. Sheesh. Yes, exactly. Unlike when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I guess. But the other nice things about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhythm at the end, or a rhyme at the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what I meant by... Wait, that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Well, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki feels proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks? Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Another thing you can do on the PS5 is edit your screenshots. Oh, zoom? Like, what is that? Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Dave did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I have spent a lot of time establishing my writing style. I didn't expect it to change anytime soon. I don't expect it to change anytime soon. Unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Dave liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not it. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Dave appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dave started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, this doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Dave? She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poem all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out later. Help me explain that to her, Dave. But wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary, limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Dave? Well, how did you get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, that's going to be, dude, they're making me pick between my wife and the bottom last character that I would pick. I could say help me, sayori, but we're going to go with Yuri. Natsuki? You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. It's not an excuse for you to be mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Eh? You are a seriously talented writer. It's not a secret that I was impressed. But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feeling into it. And it becomes something very personal. That's why Natsuki feels threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki? She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit at the adjacent desk. Or chair. Sigh. Everything's alright. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Dave. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you... What? To have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I could never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to go make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Dave, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was neat to talk about with everyone. Awesome. I literally was thinking, I was like, I wish the people that made Persona would make their own visual novel or game without the RPG part. Like, that would be pretty cool. Like, in Persona, I just realized recently that I actually don't like the dungeons or the monsters or any of that. I hate all of it. Like, I only play Persona for the story. And they're just so happy that you have to do the dungeons to get more of the story. But yeah. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Dave, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Ehehe. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Yuri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. I remember those days walking home with people. Walking home with your crush? What? Nowadays, everybody's married or has kids or something. About what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That really is the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Dave, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulders. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to see Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Like, I literally had a chance. I had a chance to leave the job that I'm at right now to go to a better job. Granted, it was like cut in hours, but the job was just at a better place, and I didn't do it because of a girl. I will never forget that. Like, that's how stupid I was. And now I'm trying to go there now, and it's like they're so full, they're booked, there's no spots, blobbity blobbity. I could have been there already, making more money than I am right now, and no. A girl I don't even talk to anymore. This guy's a simp. Scars. What? I keep forgetting. Massacre. Graveyard. I would say death, but no. Heartbreak. What? Melancholy. Anime? No, that's the manga girl. Destiny. Analysis. Yeah, big words. Incapable. Disoriented. Depression. Disoriented. Depression. Vivacious. Heaven sent. Entropy? Entropy. I don't know what that word... I never heard that word before. Or I don't know what it means. Tenacious. Atone. Let's see. Lust. Disown. Crimson. Ambient. Insightful. Promise. Universe. Insight. Contamination. What? determination, existence, uncontrollable misfortune. This guy, precious, fester. Another day passed. Let me save again. What time is it? How long have I been streaming? How do you see uptime? I think you can only see uptime with a when you have the bot do it. Where would I see my uptime? Oh, the dashboard? I don't think I'm signed in. I knew it. Come on, sign in. Token? I forgot I have the 40. The two-step verification thing. Uptime. It doesn't say. What is it? Dashboard? Where's my dashboard? My channel stream manager. There we go. Someone followed me? 2 people followed me. Today. I didn't get a notification or anything. What the heck? Views 433 on this stream? That's gotta be wrong. There's no way that's on this stream. 233? I highly doubt it. I mean, the game is new though, so I'm getting those day 1 views. Day 1 inflated views. Make the money. Ah, here's my mom now. Well, I called it. And it's a good thing too. I stopped at a good part. So yeah, that's a perfect time to stop. We made progress with our future wife, best girl, Yuri. And now we end the stream. We end the stream at the beginning of another day, I mean. So save. But it's kind of crazy though. So the whole game takes place in this literature club. You don't get to go into the school or anywhere else. That's what I mean about the whole. I wish Persona or someone was to make a visual novels type game or game where it's like it's just on the social part. Because I feel like they would like the game be bigger. I like the adventure. I like going outside of it. Give me a sandbox social game like this. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you didn't know, there is a sub goal. It's for YouTube though. It's right there at the top right now. That's my YouTube sub goal at 0. So I got no subscribers for YouTube during this whole month. But if you wanna go do that, it'll be nice. If you subscribed on YouTube, yeah. Or followed on Twitch, I don't care. Whichever one you want. Or do neither, who cares?